Hello guys, welcome back. So obviously I was doing another meal prep, so I wanted to film it for you guys. I'm starting off with a chicken tray bake because that's become a bit of a staple recently, and I did make one of these in my last meal prep video, so I'm not going to dive into it too much. I'll just sort of zoom you through it at the start. So this is something which you can have on your own, or you can pair it with other things. I'm basically just cutting up a parsnip, some pumpkin and some sweet potato, and I'm going to put that on a tray with a little bit of olive oil. You don't have to use the olive oil, and some roast vegetable seasoning. Now all the meals that I made today I made in an hour and 15 minutes, and that's with filming as well. And trust me, filming slows the whole process down because you're constantly moving around the tripod, camera, all that sort of thing. So if you're not filming your recipes, it will take you under an hour to make all these, which I think is brilliant because I just wanted to get it done before I had to go out for the day. So I'm going to bake those vegetables for 40 minutes and then I'm going to move on to my next meal. And I'm just going to jump in and ruin a family favorite here. I will be using a beef stroganoff recipe base, but I'm just decimating it completely. This is nothing like beef stroganoff, really. So I have included the macros and the calories on the screen for you guys if you are interested. I've also put together a blog post where I break down more of the instructions and everything. It'll be linked in the description box if you want a written format of the recipes. So I'm breaking up some extra lean beef mince and I'm going to allow that to cook a little bit in the pan before I add in some mushrooms, and then I'm going to let it cook for a little bit again before I add in the recipe base. And I'm just using one that I grabbed from the supermarket. It's a Master Foods one. The sodium is lower than other sources, the sugar is lower than other sources that I find, so that's why I tend to like using these if I am adding a bit of a flavor into a meal. Now I am going to go ahead and cook a packet of brown rice and throw that in there as well, because like I told you, I'm going to ruin this recipe. I just enjoy the flavor of stroganoff sauce with mushrooms, but I do want to have it with brown rice. So we're just going to let that cook on its own, and I'm going to get started on turkey burgers, which we just call them turkey burgers. Essentially, it's just a patty. You can have it in a burger, or like I do, I have it with green vegetables. It's pretty versatile. So what we're going to do is get started on making these, and normally when I eat them I would eat about 2. So you're going to chop up half a brown onion and place that into a bowl with a 500 gram packet of lean turkey mince. Look for the low fat turkey. Then I'm going to add 3 whole eggs and roughly 1 cup of breadcrumbs. I use the gluten-free ones. You don't have to if you don't need to. Now you're going to mix that up and it's going to look and feel disgusting. And then we're going to make sure that we have lightly greased a frying pan, and I'm just going to turn them into patties and press them on there. They take roughly, 5 to 10 minutes to cook each side. I kind of let mine overcook a little bit by accident because I was cooking way too many things at once. As you can see, I already flicked back to the chicken tray bake, and now I'm making the chicken component because I put the veggies in and I sort of turn them over when I'm about to start the chicken. Now I'm starting the chicken. I'm putting some mixed seasoning on top, and then that's going to go back into the oven and cook for around 20 minutes. The reason it's 20 minutes is because the pieces are chopped up so small, and I'm just waiting for those veggies to finish cooking as well. Now my beef stroganoff, I'm using that term so loosely, that dish is done by now. So what I'm going to do is take some frozen green vegetables. I'm taking beans and broccoli, and I'm going to put them in the glass containers that I'm putting the dish in. The reason is when I reheat this meal, I don't want to have already cooked vegetables that I'm cooking over again, because to me that just tastes gross. So I put the frozen ones in, then I put the meal in on top, I put it in the fridge, and the veggies sort of like come back to a more normal temperature, and then when I cook it, I'm just cooking them once rather than having them cooked and recooked. Now it's time for some breakfast muffins. This recipe is adapted from a blog which I have sourced some recipes for my online clients from, because I have to look all over the place for recipes for them. So I've sort of modified it a little bit. I have linked it in my blog post as well in case you're looking for the original source. I've just changed some ingredients around a little bit. These are really yum. You may want to eat about 3 at a time though. They're reasonably low calorie. I'm chopping up half a brown onion, and I'm also chopping up, I think it was like 4 or 5 cloves of garlic. Just do it to taste. Like if you don't like garlic that much, use less. If you love it, use more. and then I'm gonna separate these into bowls. So one bowl has the onion and garlic, and then in another bowl I'm going to place half a shredded zucchini and half a chopped capsicum. You can use other vegetables as well, so you could use like grated carrot, you could use mushrooms, sort of whatever you've got on hand. Make sure that you've kept your oven on as well, because the chicken tray bake was nearly done by now. So when I pull the chicken tray bake out, I'm going to put the veggie muffins in. So I'm taking a skillet first and I'm putting the onion and the garlic in there, and I'm just going to let that cook for like 2 to 3 minutes. Then I'm going to add in the other vegetables, cook them down a little bit just so that they're not crunchy in the muffin. If you want them crunchy, go for it, but I wanted them cooked down a little bit. I will include the little recipe cards at the end if you want to screenshot the ingredients as well. But like I said, chicken tray bake is done. So we're pulling that out, we're serving that up into the containers now. And now back to the veggie egg muffins. I'm taking some rocket, roughly about a handful, and I'm just chopping it up. Use more or less if you like. And then I'm putting the cooked vegetables in there, and I'm also going to put in 8 eggs. I know that sounds like a lot, but you know, this made 10 muffins, so it's like just under an egg per muffin. I would have preferred if it was, you know, 1 whole egg per muffin, but we didn't quite get there because you don't want to overfill the tray, because if you overfill them, they're going to spill everywhere and sort of all connect up to each other. So I also added in some Parmesan and some Himalayan salt. Mix that up really well, and then instead of filling my muffin tray with like patty papers, because I thought it would get stuck to them, what I did is just lined the tray itself with some coconut oil, and then I'm pouring the mixture into that directly. Now these are going to bake for 15 to 20 minutes. You just want to make sure that they're cooked all the way through. They'll go a little golden brown on top as well, which is a sign you're looking for that they're done. Now moving on to a mango lime salad. It was so hot this day, and I was actually going to eat this day. I wouldn't recommend leaving this in the fridge for too long, maybe like 1 or 2 days max. This is a side salad, and I was going to have this with some salmon. So it's fairly light, because I would recommend putting it with your preferred protein sauce. So I've taken a few handfuls of baby spinach leaves and then some coriander. I'm chopping up a mango, just sort of dicing that up, and then I'm going to put that into the bowl, as well as adding in 1/3 cup of black beans, and then I'll be squeezing some lime juice over the top. It's fairly light, and it's also very, very easy to make. And as with all of these meals, I forgot to mention as well, so I don't have them set for specific times. I kind of grab them and pick and choose them out of the fridge. I kept all of these in the fridge because Mitch and I ate them all within 3 days. We do eat, 5 to 6 small meals a day, so it meant I can just grab something out. I don't designate a set time. And there we go. They're all done, and this was so easy. Trust me, if you just like put your head down, put your phone away, you'll get all these cooked in under an hour, and that's heaps of meals for you to choose from for the next few days. Don't forget to jump over to my Instagram if you want some more recipe ideas. Now I've got some recipe cards attached here, or you can jump over to my blog if you prefer the written out version that you can bookmark. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in my next upload. Bye!